Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Jay's Rabbitry, and today we're going to be talking about the common mistakes I have made as a rabbit farmer. Now we all make mistakes, but sometimes those mistakes can be bad, like really bad. So, common mistakes I made as a rabbit farmer. I'm going to start with one, not putting enough effort to learn about the rabbits. I know when I started rabbit farming, I did not put that much effort, and it actually cost me quite a bit. It actually delayed me quite a bit, and you know that when you start farming, if you do delay, then you're also delaying the cash. So, yeah. So that is number one. So make sure that when you're getting into something, you have a straight plan, you're educated on the module or project that you're going into. Now this helps you a bit because you're knowledgeable about what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to actually do it. And this is one of the major things. Like, this is the start, this is the pillar of your work when you're starting, especially rabbit farming. This is the pillar of your work. So today, in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the common mistakes I made as a rabbit farmer. So we all do know that when building your rabbitry, you have to build your rabbitry in a way that there is always airflow in your rabbitry. So mustn't be a lot of bricks and all that covering your rabbitry, because rabbits, like I said, rabbits react to heat. Like, heat is bad for rabbits, like really bad for rabbits. So what I did is that we actually built the rabbitry in a way that there would be airflow, but we actually have our rabbitry set up where there is fence around the rabbitry and then there is shade cloth. So on hot days, we had made the shade cloth. We had put the shade cloth there, so we were able to open up that shade cloth on hot days. But let me tell you what this guy decided to do. This guy on hot days, he did nothing. He did nothing. Yes, sat there and watched the rabbits burn. He did nothing. And rabbits died because he did nothing. So let me tell you guys something. Like, the way our rabbitry is built, you're supposed to lift up the shade cloth when it's very hot. This increases airflow, and we open the gate. This also increases the amount of airflow that we have in the rabbitry. Like, we all know that rabbits only sweat through their ears. That's the only place where rabbits are able to sweat through. So rabbits actually, they get heat stroke. As I've said this before, this is one of the things that many people don't understand. Heat stroke is one of the things that kills your rabbits. So this is something you have to know. Airflow is important. Airflow is one of the most important things that you have to have in your rabbitry at any given time. Now this is very important. The second thing, number two, that I did not do in my rabbitry is check the temperature in my rabbitry. Now, temperature is very important. There are different ways of cooling down your rabbitry. Like, we actually recently we put 2 thermometers in our rabbitry, so we know how hot our rabbitry is. And when it is very hot, like I said, we do lift up the shade cloth for airflow. It actually cools down the rabbitry a bit. Number 2 is that we would put water, would spray lots of water on the concrete that we have set on the ground to cool down that ground. And we have a zinc roofing, so we have to splash that with water. That also cools the rabbits down a bit. But what we actually did, we went a step further and we actually froze bottles and would put them in the rabbitry, and we actually got those bottles that have sprays and would actually spray some water in the rabbitry to cool our rabbits down. Now this is very important for pregnant rabbits. If you have pregnant rabbits, this is really important because it actually helps them cool them down. They don't have stress and they enjoy their time. Your rabbits have to be happy in their environment. They have to be very happy in the environment. So the environment you set for your rabbit also sets the mood for your rabbit. And remember this: if you want your rabbits to be good mothers, they have to be happy where they are. A happy rabbit is a good rabbit. A happy rabbit is a good rabbit mother. Happy doe, happy kids. That's how it works. If the doe is very happy, she'll take care of her kids. Now this is very important. So number 3, one thing I did not do properly in the beginning was proper record keeping. Now we do know that eventually you are going to start your rabbitry. Your rabbits are going to get to the required age for you to start breeding them, you are supposed to have good records. Always, if you're supposed to have good records. Because recently, I will tell you guys, this is actually something recent that actually happened recently, like this past week. I decided to breed one of my rabbits, right? And I do my record keeping quite well, but sometimes things do happen, and I actually blame myself for not taking it into consideration. Because usually when my rabbits don't give birth on the certain date that they're supposed to give birth, I would give them a 5-period window from the date they were supposed to give birth, 5 days forward. So 5 days after that date. But what I actually did, I actually gave my rabbit 3 days. I gave it 3 days only. And what happened is that when I put her with the male, once she got her first hit from the male, she started giving birth in the cage. And we thought that she was not pregnant. She actually started giving birth in the cage. And that was a problem because she already had kids. They were about 4 weeks old, and then she was giving birth again. But the thing is that I did not give her enough time. I did not follow my records properly. Now this is the thing, if you do not follow your records properly and you do not put nesting boxes on time, now this is going to affect you because your rabbits are going to get to a point, they will wait for you. Rabbits are knowledgeable in a way that they know at a certain point when the first time you put for them a nesting box, the second time they're giving birth, if they see that you haven't put the nesting box the day you're supposed to put the nesting box, they will actually wait. Now rabbits can only hold it in for about 5 days. That's the max. And he's holding it in for you. She's like, why aren't you putting the nesting box? Put the nesting box. So you put the nesting box, she's going to make a nest. She's going to be very happy. She's going to go in there. She's going to make a nest. Like this actually happens within like a few minutes. You put the nesting box there. After a few minutes, you can see she's already starting to prepare her nest. And you can see that your rabbit is very happy that you have put the nesting box there. But if you do not put the nesting box, she's just going to let loose and she's going to give birth in the cage. And if you're doing this as a commercial farmer, then if she gives birth to 12 kids and you're selling each kid at $10, then you just lost $120. See what I'm saying? So the mistakes we make as farmers, or should I say, if you're getting into rabbit farming, then these common little mistakes that we make affect us a lot. Like you lose a lot of money when you start counting the amount of money that you're losing. Then you see that, oh, I've actually lost this much. And believe me, it actually starts to hurt when you actually see how much you're losing doing this. So when you're getting into this, please watch this video and listen to what I'm saying and follow these steps if you want to become a good rabbit farmer. I'm only here to help you guys because we're all trying to achieve a good thing and make rabbits natural in the market. You get what I'm saying? You must walk into a shop and you must see rabbit meat there. Walk into a shop, I want rabbit meat, and it must be there. Like as you know, here in Zim, we do not have that kind of market yet where you can just walk into a supermarket and see rabbit meat there because we don't have enough farmers. And I am here and I'm trying to accomplish that, where we have farmers that are farming rabbit meat, and rabbit meat is there in these shops, but we have to do things properly first. These steps have to be taken. So do your record keeping properly if you do not want to lose any kids, and make sure that your rabbits, you put nesting boxes on time for your rabbits to give birth to those kids. Now these records are actually very, very important. And why these records are important is that once your doe gives birth to these kids, right? Once she gives birth to these kids, you must also have records of when you're going to remove the kids from that doe. Because remember, like I said, we, the common, natural, humane way to breed your rabbit is that after she has given birth, you give her a 2-week window period to rest. And then you breed her after 2 weeks. So if you do not remove those kids in time, and you still have the old nesting box, she's going to give birth in that nesting box. And she's going to fight and kill these other kids that she has. So make sure that your records are on point all the time. Now this is very important. Now fourth, now this, people might be like, what are you saying? So this is the fourth one, is the amount of feed. The amount of feed. Yes, the amount of feed does affect your rabbits. If you feed your rabbits too much, your rabbits could suffer from bloat, diarrhea, all these things. So make sure that if you're feeding them pellets, you're feeding them a certain amount of pellets every day at a certain time. You're feeding them every day at a certain time. The type of, I don't know what type, maybe you see feeding them a certain amount of grams of pellets every day at a certain time. Now this is important. Like I said, you do not want to be losing rabbits. You do not want rabbits dying. You do not want to be going to the vet. You just do not want to wake up and have a bad day in your rabbitry. So make sure that if you're giving your rabbits greens, like I said, it is good to give your rabbits greens. I actually give my rabbits greens. And maybe sometimes I might give them once a week, or sometimes I might give them twice a month, depending on how I see the rabbits are acting, depending on their behavior. If they're eating well, then yes, I will give them greens. Some, they are not eating well. Some actually don't want pellets and they prefer greens. There are rabbits like that in your rabbitry. You will find problems like that. I actually have two that I've seen that do not eat pellets. They actually just want greens. They do not want pellets, they want greens. So you have to give them the greens. But the way, like I said, that it's best if you dry your greens for a bit, maybe for about 2 days before giving the rabbit. When you give the rabbit, just wash, put some water on it, then give your rabbit. Make sure that your rabbit enjoys those greens. These small things actually help the rabbit quite a bit, and these are things that I've seen. Like, I've been a rabbit farmer for quite a bit. And yes, I am young, but I know a lot. And I've been a rabbit farmer for quite a bit. So these small mistakes are the small mistakes I've been seeing in my rabbit farm ever since I started rabbit farming. These are the small mistakes. So the amount of feed you feed your rabbits, especially the kits. Now this happens that when you wean your kits, maybe you have 200 kits that you have just weaned. We had this problem. We weaned about 120 kits. We weaned those, and we were just feeding. Came to a point where we were just feeding. We did not know how much the rabbits were getting fed, and then we started having problems of diarrhea and bloat. And day after day after day after day after day, would wake up, the dead kid. Wake up, the dead kid. Wake up, is a dead kid. What's killing the kids? Wake up, kid has diarrhea. 2 days after, the kid is dead. This was because of the amount of feed. We did not calculate the amount of feed we were feeding our rabbits, and this caused us to lose quite a bit. So this is actually a lot of money that you would have wasted on yourself. I don't know if you guys are comfortable. I mean, like, if you're comfortable, let's say you have 200 kids. You have 200 kids. And every time you're not calculating the amount of feed that you're giving your kids, and maybe let's say you lose 30 kids. And your rabbits are giving birth, like, let's say 6 times a year. Right? Your rabbits are giving birth 6 times a year, and every time you're losing about 30 kids. That's not good, because that means every time your rabbits are giving birth, you're losing $300. And I'm not sure if you guys are willing to lose $1,800 a year because you don't know how to feed your rabbits properly, just giving your rabbits food. Now, if you're willing to lose $1,800 a year because you're not feeding your rabbits, then okay, do it. But I'm not. So these are problems that I had to fix ASAP, and problems that I'm still fixing. Number 5 is hygiene. So hygiene is important. Make sure that you clean your rabbitry. We clean our rabbitry every day. Like I said, we clean our rabbitry every day. And recently, like I said, we did have something that was killing our rabbits, and it turns out that it was because of poor hygiene, actually. It because of poor hygiene. So I actually thought that our standards were on point. Like, we cleaned our rabbitry every day. We got our sheets cleaned once a week. The bottles that supply water to the rabbits, the rabbit feeders, they were cleaned once every week. We gave them clean water every day. Like, I thought these things were actually working out, but then no. So we had to up our game a bit. And then we actually did the foot bath. We actually now doing the masks. Then we actually did the sanitizers and all this. And we're actually now doing certain things that we did not do to up our game. Anything that kills germs, we are doing it. So we clean our feeders now. Like I showed you guys, we clean our feeders as much as possible. And we have not had any deaths so far, because we upped our standards. We have not had any deaths, none at all, because these are standards that we kept, right? And then we just improved those standards to avoid deaths. Now, this is very important. This is very, 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 very important. Make sure your rabbitry is clean. Now, rabbits are not very difficult animals to take care of. Very, very simple. The manure is good. The urine can be used, but make sure you clean. If you're keeping rabbits and you're keeping zinc sheets and you're harvesting that urine, then make sure that you clean those sheets or the gutters where you have it. Make sure you clean those, because that smell itself it's very, 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 very toxic. It's strong. It actually affects the rabbits very, very much. Like, it affects the rabbits a lot. Like, you have to clean those sheets. Even when you walk in there, you'll be like, no. So make sure you clean those sheets. Clean those sheets. So now this is the last thing. This is the last thing you have to do. Like, if you have gone through this video, I think you have seen everything that I've said. You guys have heard everything that I've said, and I hope you're listening, you're taking notes, and you're applying this in your own rabbitry as well. Apply these rules in your own rabbitry as well. Have standards for yourself, have standards for your rabbits, and your rabbits will be happy. Like, happy rabbits, happy business, you enjoy yourself, your rabbits are very, very happy, and you won't have any problems. So last but not least is kit care. Kit care. So kits, these are the dollar bills. This is the money. These are the dollar bills. This is where you're getting your money from. Like, I told you guys that I have different breeds that I keep, but the most common breed that I keep is the New Zealand White. And we do have hundreds and hundreds of kits at the moment that we do have. And kit care is very, very important. So kit care is every day, make sure that the rabbits are fed on time. Make sure that the kids always have hay. Check the kids for diarrhea, because diarrhea can spread. So check the kids for diarrhea or any sicknesses. If they do have any sicknesses for them, then separate them from the rest. Separate them from the rest so it doesn't spread or anything like that. Do this, and yeah, your rabbits will be fine. Like, recently I actually moved my chinchilla kits into a different cage. I removed 12 of them, and these ones here, we're actually now teaching them how to eat greens, and they seem to be enjoying their greens very, very, very well. They're only eating pellets and sucking milk from the mother, but we removed them recently. And kit care is very important. Like, check on your kids regularly. Go in there 6-7 times a day if you can. If you're going to work, then yeah, before you leave, check on your kids. When you come back, check on your kids. In the middle of the night, check on your kids. These are things that will help you. Like, kids are small, they're vulnerable, something can go wrong. If you do have dogs, your dogs can go in there and attack these little kids. Like, yes, we can say that maybe the grown rabbits, in some way, they may be able to defend themselves. Maybe if they're not, but they have a better chance of survival than the kids. So make sure you take care of your kids very, very well, and you get paid. The kids are the money. Like I've said to you guys, the kids are the money. The kids are the money. So make sure that you're taking care of your kids very well, and they will, if you're going to keep them, then you're going to be very happy with yourself after you keep your rabbits, because they're going to grow big, they're going to grow strong, you're going to be happy, and you now be able to showcase your product. Like, people come and they will be buying from you because they see the type of standards that you have, the way you're taking care of your rabbits. Now this helps a lot of people. It helps a lot of people. We have a lot of people that come by to see the rabbitry, and a lot of people that have been wanting to buy rabbits from us, even though we're not yet selling at the moment. But yeah, we do have a waiting list of people that want to come and buy these rabbits. We do have a waiting list. Like, you can have 200 rabbits and you're now just taking care of them, but they're all fully booked. Like, people want these rabbits because of the way you'll be taking care of your kids. Good results, well, good standards, good results, and you make money. You make lots and lots of money, and you enjoy yourself in the process. And if you do it well enough, you can become really, really big. Now, these are the things that I just want to tell you guys, that if you put these things into consideration, then you might not have the problems that I had when starting my rabbitry. If you're planning on starting your own rabbitry, then go and watch my other videos teaching you how to set up and start your rabbitry. These will help you very, very much, and I do release videos all the time. And if you guys have any questions, then just comment down below what type of questions, and I will be making the next video based on the type of comments that you guys will be making. So subscribe, like my channel, and share. Don't forget to subscribe. But make sure that you guys are putting these things into consideration. I would be very happy, because soon enough we're going to be going to other rabbit farms and visiting and seeing how they take care of their rabbits. Now we'll be showing you guys and showcasing these things and seeing what type of standards do other people have for their rabbitry. So stay tuned. Bye.